Guys, welcome everyone to a new golf making video. So in this one I'm gonna be showing you a quite interesting golf farm that we can do, and in this one we're gonna be hunting for a really expensive transmog item that is actually really valuable because it well, first of all, it looks really nice, second is a unique appearance, and third is an epic item that is really hard to get it to drop. However, I'm gonna show you how to farm it in the most efficient way, in the best location that you can farm this on the entire game, right? So let's take a look at the item. So as you can see, this one is the item. It's called Gem Inlaid Velvet Thins. And it's a belt that has this beautiful gem on it with this nice iron design thingy, right? And as of now, this one in my realm, which is the biggest realm for the Horde in the US region, right? So there's supposed to be a lot of competition for the items, right? A lot of listings for each of the different items. And in this one, you can see that there's only one listing available, right? So as I'm saying, this item is really low competition, which makes it really valuable. And as of now, the price posted is more than 2 million gold. To be fair, I think this price is relatively inflated, right? I don't think this is realistic to get a sale on this price. You know, it could happen, but I think the chance is just way too low, right? I think it's way too inflated price, right? If I had to sell this in this realm, for example, I would try to be selling it between 200k and 1 million, and most likely between 200k and 500k, right? That would be the most realistic price range. Dropping it below that, I don't think it's gonna make sense, right? Because you're gonna understand that this item is really valuable. For what I explained, it's also hard to get it to drop. So this is not the type of item that you just wanna, get it and drop it for like whatever they give me, right? You wanna make sure you're selling it for a good price. So yeah. So anyways, let's take a look at where this is located. So you want to come to the Warlords of Draenor expansion area. Now you can do this by taking a portal to Ashran, and from there you just fly to Nagrans. And for those that are wondering about the Nagrans name, the Nagrans is also a zone in the TBC area, the TBC expansion area, the Burning Crusade. So part of the map is shared on this expansion, on the Warlords of Draenor expansion, and this is because it's supposed to be the same area, but just in a different timeline, right? So in case you are wondering, that's why some of the names are the same, like Shadow Moon Valley and Nagrand, and that might be confusing, but that's the reason, right? It's not for the entire map though, it's just for a few regions, right? It's not exactly the same TBC in all the areas, it's just, yeah, there's a few. And also the areas are quite different, by the way, not only in mobs, also like, the map itself, right? But basically, you want to come here to Draenor, you want to come here to Nagrand, and more specifically, you want to come here to the bottom right, to this place to Gromasar, right? And in here, there are quite a lot of orcs. As you can see, there are quite a lot of orcs here. Well, some humans as well, but mostly orcs. And this place just looks like some sort of Horde camp, right? So as you can see, just by the buildings, right? What you wanna do is you wanna basically go around these buildings and try to kill as many enemies as possible, right? And these enemies are gonna have a chance to drop you the valuable item. It's not gonna be actually all the enemies. It's gonna be these ones, the ones that are basically orcs in a wolf, right? In a wolf mount. However, you wanna try to kill all the enemies that are close to you, because that's gonna increase the speed of the mobs spawning, and every time a mob spawn is gonna have a chance of being the one that you want, which is the you know the guys mounted on the wolves, right? So as you can see, the area is relatively big, so you don't really have to try to cover it entirely. That would be too complicated. I mean, maybe if you have like 5 people, then it would be okay. But relatively speaking, I think that's a bit too much, right? So what you can do is you can basically be around here, right? You can just be around here, all this path, continue the path until here. And for the most part, if you do that and you take these guys as well that are coming roaming around this, it should be relatively fine, right? If you have like a full group of like 5 people or so, then you can maybe try to expand a bit more the area. But generally speaking, you just wanna try to keep it to a not so big area. and that way it's gonna be more efficient, right? Now you might be wondering, well, you're mentioning a 5 people group, but like how do we do that, right? How do you even get a group if I don't have any to farm this with, right? Well, what you wanna do is you wanna go to the to the group finder here, this green eye, and you wanna click on premise groups, right? And in premise groups, you wanna click on you wanna write here. You wanna write the name of the item. You cannot really put the full name, right? Because it's way too big. But you can just put the part of the name of the item, and then you put gold farm, right? And it's really important that you put gold and not just farm, right? You want to put gold farm because a lot of people are not going to know about this item, and people are going to join if they want to make gold just out of curiosity. They want to test the farm and so on, right? So just to be clear, this is the way you get people to farm this with. As long as you have 3-4 people, as I usually say, it's going to be already pretty fun. But ideally, you want to do this with 5 people, right? Yeah. Now, for the farm, you don't require anything special. You don't require the latest expansion or any profession or anything like that. All you have to do is just come here with a relatively leveled character, right? I think as long as you are like level 60 or 70, you're gonna be fine. Which of course you can reach this without Midnight, without the latest expansion. You can see that's a really easy gold farm to start doing, right? So yeah, that's pretty much the video, guys. I hope you found this video useful. Don't forget to consider leaving a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I hope you have a good day. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.